You are welcome to Bose Fashion and Millinery. Today I'll be teaching you how I achieve this Aso Oke beret. You can make this beret with any fabric of your choice. But for the purpose of this tutorial, we are making use of Aso Oke fabric. As you can see, you can use a sequence or any stretchy material as well. But Aso Oke is a non-stretchy fabric. So the way we are going to be cutting it may be a bit different from the normal one. Now we are going to start with our tutorial. I'll be using one aware, that is one pieces of Aso Oke, and this is my paper stay. That is the gum stay, the paper type, the soft one. That's what we are going to be making. That's what we are going to be making use of. So to start with, we are going to start the cutting with our paper gum stay. So I'm going to keep my Aso Oke aside, and I'm going to cut my paper gum stay. That is going to serve as our pattern. So I've already cut it out. The measurement is 12 by 12. 12 inches by 12 inches. So I cut it out twice. Now this is my Aso Oke. The measurement for my Aso Oke is 13 inches in 6 places. My Aso Oke is supposed to be 12 inches, but I make it 13 inches because you know that the thread of Aso Oke normally pull off. So to avoid that, not to reduce our measurements, I make use of 13 inches in 6 places. I've cut it out. 13 inches in 6 places. So I'm going to be joining it 2 by 2. As you can see, I've done with that. So I'm having only 3 pieces with me. This is my lining. Still the same measurement, 12 by 12 inches. Only my Aso Oke is 13 inches, meaning that if you are using a fabric, your measurements remain the same, 12 by 12. So I'm going to pick one of my pattern, which is my gum stay. I'm going to fold it into 4 just like I did, and pick my pen. You are going to mark 6 inches round just to form a circle. I'm measuring 6 inches. I'm just trying to get rid of that edge other side. So this is going to give us a perfect circle. Can you see that? So you fold and repeat the same thing to the second one. I'm done with it. So I will also apply it to my lining. Can you see that? I'm going to cut off that edge so that I can have a perfect circle. So I'll keep this aside. It's time to work with our fabric. That is our Aso Oke. Remember, we join 2 pieces together. So I'm going to place my gum stay on 2 of the Aso Oke pieces. Yes, I'm going to leave the last one without a stay. I'll just keep that aside with my lining. I'm still going to cut that circle, but let me keep that aside. So let me start with this. With your iron, you are going to gum your stay to your fabric. That's the Aso Oke. Then you try to cut off the excess. So you repeat the same thing, just place the first one on it and cut it out. So I'm going to place it on the third one as well and cut my circle. Can you see that? So now I have 3 circles. That's 3 circles. The other one is not having stay, and this is my lining. That is the 4th circle. Hope that is clear. So the same thing apply to your fabric. Just cut 12 by 12. Get your circle from the 4 of them. So let's start with our work now. I'm going to fold in one of the fabric, or let me say one of the circle. I'm going to fold it, the one that has stay. Can you see that? And one without a stay on it. I'm going to fold both of them into 2. The measurement we are using is the general measurement for beret. I don't want to start teaching you different measurements, that if you have a circumference of 24, this is what you will use, but this is the standard one. So from the edge, I'm going to measure 3 inches round. So I'm going to cut it. So with this measurement, you can use it for anybody, any adult, because this is the big one, so any adult can wear it. So I've cut out the circle of the 2 of them. That is one with a stay and the other one without a stay. I've cut out my circle. So this is my band. My head circumference, or the head circumference we are working with, is 22. So I cut out 23 inches by 2.5. 23 inches by 2.5. So I'm going to stitch by 1/2 inch. After stitching, I will have this. So I'm going to fold into 2 this way. After folding it, I'm going to place it in between the 2 circles this way. Can you see that? And sew it round. Let me take that part again. After folding into 2, you're going to place, can you see, you place it round like that. I'm going to face the other one on it so that I will not be sewing twice. Can you see that? Remember, I picked one that has a stay and the one without a stay. I'm done sewing. So I'm going to be notching it because it is a circle. So I'm going to be notching it so that when I turn it inside out, the shape will fall in place. So after notching, the next thing you are going to do is to turn it. Can you see that? So that is my 2 circles, and this is my band. Can you see my band? That is my band. You can use your iron to hold it in place if you want. Remember, we have another circle that is going to be at the top. So the one that is going to be at the top, I'm going to be sewing it together with the first circle that has a stay on it. Hope you remember. This is how it's going to look after you have finished sewing it. But when you want to sew, place it down this way. Make sure the right side is facing up. Then you just place the right side of the other circle on it, just the way I did, and sew it round. But before we do that, we are going to fold the upper circle into 4 like this, and I'm going to be notching it at the middle because we want to insert our loop. Remember, berets normally have one kind of loop at the upper part of it. So that's what we are going to be doing now. Just notch it very small. Make sure it is not that big. Can you see the notching? So this is our rope that we are going to be using. 2.5 by 2. 2.5 by 2. So you fold it like this. Then turn half here, and fold it on each other this way. Can you see that? So I'm going to sew it down. After sewing it down, I'm going to insert it inside like this. Can you see that? And that is what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to adjust it to the measurement I want. So you turn it this way and stitch with your machine that portion. I'm done stitching, as you can see. So I cut off the excess. So now I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and sew the circle. After sewing, we are going to notch it round. After notching, you turn it inside out. Can you see our turban is getting ready? I believe with this measurement and with this explanation, you should be able to get a good beret for yourself. You can see that our turban is ready. It is time to fix in our lining. So I'm going to be lining it. This is my lining. Just the way you fix in the upper circle, you are going to fix in the inner circle. So you place it, that's how it's going to look after sewing. But before you sew, this is how you are going to place it. Just hold it and sew it round. You see the way I place it? I'm take this to my sewing machine and sew it round. When I am almost done, I'm going to leave 1 inch like this. That is where I'll be using to turn my cap. Can you see? I'm going to use it to turn my cap. So when you have turned it, this is what you have. So now I'm going to bring this out. The 1 inch I left earlier, I'm going to sew it inside this way. So after sewing, this is what you have. just push it in. Because we are using Aso Oke, you will need your iron to allow it stay in place. And because we use our stay, you can see the finished look after ironing. Can you see that? So for those who want to attach their nets, you can also put it